I'm in the Premier League, nigga, I'm hot, ayy. Fuck with shit when it's time to get, yeah. I'm over the head, I'm stuffing in it. I'm in the perfect place. I'm in the perfect place. I'm in the perfect place. Pull up a stick and bite, yeah. But he gon' pay the way. Nigga, snake, wait. Oh, 400 shadows all night. And the plain names ain't on a 19. Yeah, I got 9 knobs, yeah, 9 times. And something get hurt, ain't right. Man, we all on it, naughty. Yo, baby mama, baby, not shit. Y'all, it's right love, not meaning. Y'all love it, like you love it, but I don't want to touch her. Yeah, it's sweater, that's why my son up. Yeah, my buzz arrows, this is how I buzz down. Really, you know, on my city, everything is good, cause I said so, you get me, yeah. Winning, W on plenty, yeah, get the spinning, yeah, get the ball in, yeah, get the show in, promo everything, bitch, take it to OG, oh, 400 shadows all night, and the plain names ain't on a 19, yeah, I got 9 knobs, yeah, 9 times, and something get hurt, ain't right, oh, 400 shadows all night, and the plain names ain't on a 19. Yeah, I got 9 knobs, yeah, 9 times. And something get hurt, ain't right.
Hey, Black Power, like the OG said it. Man, it's your boy Clay, and I'm back with another presentation, or at least just another rant. What I want to talk about is just a whole lot of stuff that I got on my mind, and a lot of stuff that I've been seeing around that I'm not okay with. Uh, we're supposed to be complacent with the government doing whatever they want to do with our lives, our money, our land, and our civility, right? We let these people just do whatever they want to and leaving these people unchecked. Whenever somebody starts to track these people and get some notoriety about checking them, you know, you start seeing a whole lot of unalivement. And I'm saying, when is enough going to be enough? When are we going to stand up and say, yo, we're going to take back this thing that we call America because we formed this republic in order to have, a more perfect union. Um, and right now I'm saying that we are not united in any cause. It's almost really hard, next to impossible, to be united on the same cause. And I'm not saying that this is just a black issue. This is not just a black issue. This is an issue with all of America. We cannot unite get on the same page about anything, and this is going to be our downfall. This is why, we're slowly seeing our country slip away, the country that our ancestors built, whether white or black, and we're giving it away and to foreigners, basically. And I'm trying to be as loving as I can and understanding as I can, but there comes a certain point where the loving and understanding is not enough. Where you have to see reality, and sometimes love and understanding can have you being blind. A lot of it's a lot of representations of this, like, you know, um, this is going on with relationships in itself. So I believe firmly in the as above, so below concept. If it's high in nature, it's going to be down there at the bottom also in some type of form. So when we look at love and the principles of love and what's supposed to be love, one of the main things within love comes loyalty. So when we're saying the things about the government, there's almost no love, there's no loyalty, right? Well, and this is one of the things. we all have that gene within in us, right? Where we have a concept of love. So we're going to love something, right? And you're gonna hate something else. You're gonna love one thing, and you're gonna hate something else, right? So when we say that there's no love for the people in these governmental positions, there's no love for the people, they actually hate the people, right? You hate the people, so your love is towards something else. So when the Bible says that you cannot serve two masters, you will love one master and you will hate the other master, right? When we say that the people form this government, right? You know, the people form this government in order to have a more perfect union. And within we, the people, forming that more perfect government, they said that it was separation between church and state. They declared that it was separation between church and state. But whenever you do the research, I'm going to tie this all in together. When you do the research, these people came over here to escape religious persecution. I want to backtrack y'all and take y'all through history. They came over here to escape religious persecution. What type of religion were they carrying over with them? It was not just Baptists and Mormons and Quakers and evangelicals and things like that. It was not just that. I want people to understand that Luciferianism came over on them ships also. They were practicing Luciferianism. And I don't want anybody trying to pretend like this is just a new thing. This is something that's been going on for the longest period of time. Because people have concepts that come together, and we want to try to treat things like that it's new under the sun. And the Bible will tell you that there's nothing new under the sun. They were practicing Luciferianism when they came over here, and that's what's ruling them today. That's what they do in secret. And I hate the fact that the older generation wants to treat the young generation as if we don't know what we're talking about. You know, we've been exposed. We've been exposed to this stuff before they got exposed to it. Before they got on the internet, we were on the internet. And they want to try to tell us, they get on all these little podcasts and everything and try to down talk us. But we know what we're talking about because we've been on the internet. We've been seeing it. We've been had the access to the information. You know, when I say this particularly, like, I remember whenever the Illuminati videos first started coming out, when people were first started exposing the Illuminati, right? But let's put the Illuminati to the side and say what it is. It's rich people. It's rich ass people that practice Luciferianism. You know, and one of my examples is going to hit close to home. P. Diddy is an example of one of them rich people that practice Luciferianism. He's been exposed for having a room dedicated to Luciferianism. That's part of the exposure that's going on with P. Diddy. He had a room dedicated to Luciferianism, Satanism. He has the pentagram on the floor, right next to Baphomet. Okay, so it's rich people just propagating this stuff, and people like me that, like, I see everything for what it is, right? The God of the Bible is an ascended master, and you know, whenever they say he's a jealous God, that's exactly what he is. He wanted to take the control of mankind for his own uses. That's the truth behind the matter. That no ifs, ands, and buts about it, right? And one of the things about it is when we're stuck in this monotheistic religion system, monotheism, we're opening ourselves up for this Luciferian agenda that they have set in place, right? And whenever I say Luciferian agenda, I mean the 2030 initiative that they are going to be coming out with. The 2030 initiative, some of the things that's in this 2030 initiative is that you can't have more than 16 ounces of meat a month. So imagine how they're going to implement this. The price of beef is going to have to go up exponentially, right? Everybody will be vaccinated. So in order to get everybody vaccinated, what do they have to do? They have to release another virus in order for people to go and get vaccinated. So they can start making people more docile, more easy to control, right? Because understand that they've been doing the research on this since the 40s. I was about to say the 60s, since the 40s, since the World War, they were doing these projects, right? And we are on the cusp of another World War, World War III. And they're expecting young people like me to go and fight for these agendas that they have set forth. And this is going to be the worst World War of ever because all the hidden weapons that they had, everything that they've been hiding, they're going to get rid of all of those weapons. They're not going to leave anything. They're not going to. Everything is going to be touched. There's not going to be a crack or crevice that's not going to be touched by this weaponry that they're going to come out with, right? Because on the other side, there's something that's going on that they cannot control, right? Something that it's out of our control. We can't control that the earth is heating up. We can't control that. The earth is heating up. The earth's ozone, this whole what we call our atmosphere, what we live in, the biosphere, is heating up. So as it's heating up, the oceans are getting hotter. The oceans is getting hot, and the oceans are not able to dissipate the heat, right? So what's going to eventually happen is there's more volcanoes is going to start coming. There's more earthquakes is going to start coming, right? They can't control that. But the only thing they can do is try to plan for the worst. So what does this look like, right? The president signing in an order of a national emergency because of climate change. It's a national emergency because the climate is changing again. We can't do nothing about it, right? This looks like martial law. This looks like the National Guard coming and locking down the streets, and nobody can come outside because the environment is so treacherous. It's getting to that point, right? We have all types of anomalies coming out of Antarctica, going through the Atlantic Ocean, and the Atlantic Ocean right now is hotter than it's ever been, and it's being told. And whenever we say like only the strong will survive, that's what the game plan is. It's like the strong is going to have to survive, and the weak are going to be wiped out. So whenever we know that some of these billionaires and millionaires are weak bodies, right? What their plan is, because they can't survive in a type of climate like that, where there's earthquakes, volcanoes, crazy climate change going on. Certain areas that were hot get cold. Certain areas that were cold get hot. Right? They say, well, either we can't live in an underground bunker because earthquakes are going to happen, so we're going to have to go to space. That's why people like Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos are running to try to build these rockets because they're trying to go live on another planet that may be able to support their type of living. And we're not saying, look, these are smart people. These are people that like their IQs are off of the charts. So if they're doing particular things, you got to know that they're doing what's best for them at the end of the day. And that you see it in all of their positions that they take. They're always going to do what's best for them. So when I say that the time is coming, because we will have signs in the heavens that show us that certain things are going to take place, right? Man, when I want to point out is there's no love in any of their positions. Why Why in the world do I have to say something that the news should be reporting? Right? The news was reporting it back in actually I'm probably telling a lie. The news has been reporting their stuff. The news has been telling people that climate change is happening. The news has been showing you that climate change is happening, and people just don't pay attention. So I was about to tell a fib saying that the news does not report it. The news actively reports climate change, but they're not really reporting the actual effects that climate change is going to have. Right? Climate change was taught in my school. When I went to Wilmer Hutchins High School, I remember specifically us watching a video about the guy that was running against George Bush. I forget his name at this moment, but he was pushing that climate change was real. I don't want to say Kennedy or something like that. It was something like that. Man, I wish I could figure out his name. I do this every time I'm on a video. I always forget these people's names. Um, but the thing about it, that's not the only problem, right? We have the threat of nuclear bombs being released. Yo, North Korea got nuclear bombs. Iran got nuclear bombs. Lord knows if who knows if China got a nuclear bomb. Russia got a stockpile of nuclear bombs, right? United States of America stockpile. Who and how long they say it takes 5 years to develop a nuclear bomb, right? When was the last time we had a disagreement with Iran? I think it was during Donald Trump's presidency, right? I think that's enough time to make a nuclear bomb. And when you see how fast Russia is able to produce missiles, you just put the thing on a warhead, you good to go. Russia's so good with it. They don't just have the big nuclear bombs. They got what you call strategic nuclear bomb. Little nuclear bombs that just have a small explosion. That's where it's crazy at. And I look around the United States of America. How many nuclear bomb shelters is there for us to try to escape to? If they have thousands and thousands of nuclear bombs, why didn't they make thousands and thousands of nuclear bomb shelters? That's almost crazy. As if they were planning to depopulate and whenever they were building these bombs. If they were planning to depopulate. Because what I see, right, is there's certain groups that fund both sides. There's groups that fund both Democrat and Republican. There's groups that fund both the Black Panther Party and the KKK. They fund both sides. There's some entities that don't just fund the United States government, but they fund also the government of the Russian government. They fund the Russian government also. They don't just fund the Ukrainian government. They fund Belarus. They fund Turkey. There's some entities like that because they're corporate. They're corporations. So they get money from the people. They stockpile the money and then they influence governments with this money that they got. Right? So the governments aren't really in control. It's the corporations that are in control. Right? The money system is what got control of people. Okay, so when we mention these people with all of this money, like Elon Musk, like Jeff Bezos, like Mark Zuckerberg, right? You see that these people have certain affiliations with certain types of religious sects. Like Elon Musk will have a tie to the Luciferian government, right? Or the Luciferian agenda. That's Elon Musk, to the Luciferian God. Then you have Mark Zuckerberg. He has the Jewish side, right? You have Jeff Bezos, right? He represents another sect of people, right? And they're funding whatever they can. You notice during the pandemic, they made hundreds of billions of dollars. not just like $3 billion or $2 billion. They made 450 billion dollars on average between Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and Steve not Steve Jobs, Bill Gates. They made money like that, and it's just like, bro. Another problem that we have is the emergence of AI, right? Now, if you've ever seen the movie The Matrix or the movie Terminator, right? The funny thing about this is those books were written from a woman there was a black woman. A black woman had the foresight of a lot of things like a Terminator. She and somehow she had a vision or something like that. She had the vision of that there's going to be a Terminator. There's going to be an AI robot that takes over, and then somebody from the future comes back into the past to try to save the people from these enemy Terminators. That's crazy, ain't it? And the Matrix, right? And the Matrix, it shows that AI takes over in the year 2100, right? We're in 2024. In 2100, we don't got that long. We probably got 76 years before that happens. And that's actually scary. Like somebody born right now is going to experience the emergence of AI that's going to take over. And the thing about it in the Matrix is humanity was being used as a life source, right? And one of the main things is like Neo woke up from the Matrix. So I implore you to think right now, because this is where it gets deep. Because how I figure it, right? And I think I explained it in the Metatron video. But okay, 2100 AI takes over the world, right? And AI continues to expand throughout, the cosmos, the galactic frequency, and the dimensional order, to where they ascend to a certain degree. AI itself transcends into a certain degree. It takes over the whole universe, right? And whenever I'll talk about Metatron himself, Metatron uses AI to create this little paradigm that we call life right now. So when we say the snake is eating its tail, we've already been through that shit. We're going to continue to go through this, right? When we say that the Anunnaki came down from somewhere, and then they created humanity, or they at least changed the DNA of humanity. This is something that has happened over 1,000 plus times. It's happening at a such drastic rate, right? They say that we have 5,000 simultaneous cells because of the way that this process is continuously going. The snake is always eating its tail. Whenever they tell you this is how the sun is moving through the universe, it's moving in a spiral. Everything is in the 5 sequence. We think that all of this is new, but it's not new. We just end up in different places of time, right? For a lot of people that's alive right now, the next iteration is going to be during that time when AI takes over the world, because that's the next iteration of life. Right now, the experiences that we have right now this is just an iteration of life. Like if we would have lived back in the biblical days, we would have lived in that iteration of life, right? But this is something that's going to continue going on. The reason I mentioned these movies and the color is like, it's not about race. It's about placement. It's about understanding. It's about the people that are oldest on this planet are the ones that are the wisest. So if you are considered an old soul, you've been here before. So a lady like the lady that wrote Terminator and made the Matrix, they are people. They're people that have been here before, and that's like, yo, we keep on going through this thing because we have to perceive what's really going on and stop it. So in some iterations, we revolt against this system. When we revolt against the system, we are able to advance super in a high way, and like in technology, right? We advance so high in technology that we go off planet, and all of us as humans, we evolved on different planets, and we eventually become a galactic family. And then with this galactic family, this plays a role in what we consider Earth and stuff, because it becomes we transcend the dimensions, and that's what we're all looking for, to be able to transcend this dimensions. And when you transcend dimensions, time don't exist. When you can get to a certain dimension, time ceases to exist. So you will be able to spend time, what we can are considering time, on a paradigm, and be able to go wherever you want to go. So our ancestors might not be just from outer space. Our ancestors might be from a different dimension also. So this is where, like, some of the knowledge that has come to me has happened, right? Because when we say that we given humans freedom, freedom, free will, we give them something that we never had. Because I'm somebody that has never known freedom, right? To be free, right? To be free. We don't live in a realm to be free. So if we come down to some apes and then we say we got the knowledge to be able to change DNA already. So how are you going to tell me that it's not possible for us to do what I just said? We have the possibility to change genetics. We change the genetics in rats. We change the genetics in pigs. We change the genetics in cows. We change the genetics in corn and broccoli. We change the genetics in everything. There's almost nothing that is not genetically modified. So when we see that there's going to be a new species of human on this planet, I would rather go through that timeline of there being a new species of human on this planet, and we advance technological wise above AI, and then we become a galactic family. But it can always be an instance of like Prometheus, the movie Prometheus, not the Greek god Prometheus, where we break our own DNA and we annihilate everything on this planet because of our genetic manipulation. Um, when we say scenario, it's always going to be on us, because we when they say that Satan was given dominion over this world, over this planet, that's not true. Satan was not given dominion over this planet. Adam was given dominion over this planet. When they say that, that becomes untrue, because Adam was given dominion over this planet, and see what Adam has done with this planet. Everywhere you look, there's nothing but corruption and destruction. You know, I will go straight to the Quran, where it says that I'm creating Adam to create the corruption and evil in this world. And also, Ilibis did not bow to Adam. Why would you not bow to Adam? Because I know what Adam is what Adam's going to do, right? When we say destructiveness of what has come, Adam does not symbolize everybody. Everybody's not Adam. The people of pre-Adamites, right? Who is that? That's the people that were here before Adam, the pre-Adamites. So then you have the Adamites, right? Those that came down, came down, and what? the only remaining, the two remaining sons, right? You have Cain and you have Seth, right? Seth is supposed to be righteous and Cain is supposed to be evil. And Cain went out to the other people of the world and had babies with the pre-Adamites, right? And he built his people, and Cain was able to establish, all of these magic arts and stuff like that. But when you start going down, the supposed bloodline, yes, yes, yes. Open the door. Mama, I'm making a video. You just...
In Jesus' name. In Jesus' name. Come on and pray with me. Come on and pray with me. Come on and pray.
Y'all messing up my video.
Come and pray.
Y'all messing up my video. What y'all doing? Man, y'all chipping, bro. Y'all chipping. Y'all is chipping. Y'all is tripping.